What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Time with Joe. Unfortunately, I'm going to have a more morbid video today. We're going to do a crime scene drive-by, crime scene checkout. If you haven't seen it already, you will probably see it on national news, I'm guessing. Maybe it'll get huge. I don't know yet. But it is it's pretty violent. There was a younger man, I think 19 years old, ended up breaking into a apartment over in Downers Grove, Illinois, and ended up stabbing to death a 30-year-old pregnant mother. Yeah, so that's why I say violent. And then also set the apartment on fire. So upon arriving, putting the fire out, they found the mother on the floor, obviously dead. They came up with the suspect as this 19 years old doing this type of stuff. That says enough about this world, right? He's not the only one in this world, but I'm sure there's statistics that show younger and younger people getting into more and more trouble these days, whether it be due to all different factors. So it's a sad situation. We're gonna go ride by this because I believe the apartment complex is not far from where I'm at this morning. So we're gonna go check it out. I don't know if how far we're gonna be able to get in there, even into the complex. But yeah, another sad situation in America, another sad situation in Illinois. And we're gonna go check out what the crime scene has to show today. It's 8 o'clock in the morning right now. I'm up and early, up and at it for you guys. So thanks for joining me for another episode of Time with Joe. Subscribe if you're not already. If you are subscribed, I greatly appreciate it. And yeah, guys, enjoy. I don't mean to say enjoy, but anybody who's a crime fiend, who enjoys watching some crime-related stuff, this is for you. And let's get to it. All right, guys, so we're headed over now. We're gonna end up in the 2300 block of Ogden Avenue in Downers Grove, and I believe that is on the outskirts of Downers Grove, moving more towards Lisle. And if you are familiar with the suburbs this way, I think it's gonna be relatively close to the Four Lakes apartment complex in Lisle, Illinois. If you're familiar with that more, I don't think it's gonna be far from 355, Interstate 355. So another sad situation, like I said. Another detail that was kind of eye-opening is he didn't even supposedly know this woman. So broke into this apartment complex, broke into this apartment, stabbed this pregnant woman to death, eventually tried to light the apartment on fire, left, police showed up, put the apartment fire out, and found this woman, like I said, dead. And this kid, 19 years old, what is going on with the youth of society these days? I continue to question this. I don't know if there were as many murders 10, 15 years ago, but it seems alarming. Younger and younger kids, like I said, are getting wilding out here. I don't get it. I wonder what the motive was. I wonder if anybody else was involved. I wonder if this was like a love triangle thing, or if it was just someone's desperate out here. He didn't even know her at 19 years old doing this type of stuff. That's crazy. So when we get there, I will bring you back. So after doing a little more reading, I found out the perpetrator's name is Eliza Ravakis. And with that first and last name, I'm going to guess some kind of European descent, if not Polish. Because if you didn't know, outside of Warsaw, Poland, Chicago has the largest population of Polish individuals. That's pretty crazy. Go check the facts. But like I said, most likely Eliza Ravakis, some kind of Polish, some kind of European descent. I'm not 100% sure. We should be there in another 5 minutes. I believe it's this apartment complex. I'm just not sure what specific apartment this occurred in. Yeah, it must be here because there's a 24-hour emergency services restoration, legacy restoration in the building, so it has to be here. Somewhere in this apartment complex it occurred. So I'm not gonna go looking. Oh, there's the tape right there. That's where it occurred. Okay. I'm not gonna go digging deeper, but like I said, Unfortunate circumstances for the family, unfortunate circumstances for everyone involved. But yeah, there's the restoration. It must have occurred right in there. There's the police tape. It must have not been a gigantic fire. Man, to be honest with you, I pulled up on the side of a car that obviously had something in the back window, and right when I pulled up, an individual jumped in the front seat. I don't know if that was a family member. I'm not sure if they were there last night following the news, but I'm trying to put it together here why that individual would have just been sitting in the back seat unless they were sleeping there the whole night, which in Chicago, unless you have your car running the whole night in the Chicagoland area, you're gonna freeze your ass off. So that must have been a family member or a guy that does not have a place to stay. I'm not sure. Not much to see there. It must have not been a gigantic fire, as I said, but still extremely sad for a 30-year-old to lose their life. You know, it really hit me. It's pretty sad when you lose your life. Everybody learns about it. Police come, put up their tape, and next morning, it's all over. You're in a better place. The individual is going to be going to jail, and the party's over. You know what I mean? It's just a sad reality of when you pass away. Not too many people care. If it's a crime, then some people care. But when you die, the only ones that really truly care are your loved ones, your close ones that you spend every day with, and that's about it. Unless it's some crazy circumstances, it's going to be a pretty low key. And even when there is crazy circumstances, as you see, all that's left over is the party tape, the crime scene tape, right? So just a unfortunate series of events, whatever occurred last night. Yikes. And you know, I was gonna go prying, get you some more details, get you some more video, but after seeing that guy in the back of his car, and I really feel deep in my heart that it was a family member, I'm not gonna show up back to the scene. I just grabbed McDonald's breakfast for the wife and myself, but I'm not gonna end up going back to the scene. I don't want to look like I'm prying too hard. I would love to know more. I would love to see more as well, but it's got to be heartbreaking for the family, and I'm sure they're out there watching people pull up. I actually saw another car that pulled in before me, before I located the tape over there, and it looked as though it was another person just trying to see what went on. So I'm not gonna go back there, but here it is again, guys, the apartment complex. So we're gonna head home. I don't believe there's gonna be much to see, and I don't believe I'm gonna be even able to get into that certain part of the apartment complex where that specific apartment was of Miss Morales. So at least we got to see the outside. You see where it was, and I'm just gonna respect the family, respect the situation, and I just don't think it's right to go back, park up, and be walking around out there. I saw that one guy, like I said, who was in the back seat of his car, and then another couple individuals. I don't know if they were part of the hazmat cleanup team, just waiting to get in there with their other members. But I am going to cut it here, guys. Prayers out to the family, prayers for Miss Morales. I don't know why this occurred. Thanks for joining me. A morbid one today, Time with Joe. I'll continue to bring more crime related stuff if it's in the Chicagoland area to you, as much as I can. If I can get to the crime scenes, I definitely will into the future. So stay watching. This is gonna be a big case, I believe. So we'll see it grow over the next few days. It's already huge. I see it posted everywhere on Facebook, Instagram. So like I said, again, prayers to Miss Morales, prayers out to the family. Thanks for watching, guys. Time with Joe. Hope you guys have a great rest of the day wherever you're at in this world. Stay safe out there. Stay watching. Wow, so update on this one, guys. According to prosecutors' petition, Morales and her husband were in the process of selling their 1994 Ford Ranger to Revuckus. They had arranged for Revuckus to come to their apartment Monday to return the vehicle's license plates and pick up a bill of sale, authorities say. The petition states surveillance video from a hallway outside the apartment appears to show a struggle between Revuckus and Eliza Morales. Revuckus later told Downers Grove police he had attacked Morales because he was upset about the condition of the truck, according to the petition. Authorities say most of the stab wounds suffered by Morales were to to her head and neck. She was about 5 months pregnant and also had a 2-year-old child who was not home at the time of the slaying, according to the petition. After the attack, authorities allege Revuckus put a pile of household items on the kitchen stove, doused it in household cleaners and a sanitizer, and set it on fire. Fire also was set near the apartment's front door where Downers Grove firefighters found Morales' body, authorities say. Revuckus also is charged with aggravated animal cruelty. Prosecutors allege he stabbed the Morales' 9-year-old dog between the eyes. The dog escaped out the apartment's patio door. After setting the fires, prosecutors allege Revuckus cleaned himself in the restroom of a hardware store in Downers Grove and threw away a jacket and bloody gloves behind the business. Whoa. Glad I started just taking another quick look just because I was editing this video and I figured if there's anything I could add. And man, I didn't read all that. I didn't get a chance to. Yeah, wow. Thanks for watching, guys.